What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I thought I would do something a little different, seeing as how I'm obviously hurt. I'm gonna do a video series called Road to Recovery. This will be episode 1. Thinking about doing a video like every 2 weeks, let you guys know how I'm doing, what I'm doing, that sort of thing. Today's episode, we're gonna go over what actually happened and could we have prevented it, which obviously it could have been prevented. So we'll get to that in a second. You can see I have not washed the bike yet. It's been decent, but obviously one-handed. I definitely will get this done soon. I'm pretty sure I can handle it with one hand. Get her washed up, cleaned up, and then get her back on the wall, the bike wall. I got to do some general cleaning in here. It's just dirty. I need to clean the e-bike. I'll let you guys see that. The e-bike is pretty dirty. So the e-bike is right there, YT decoy. I do need to put the dropper post back on, which I will need help doing that on the cable. So we're gonna give this bike a cleaning. We can hang her in her spot. My stump jumper, Evo mullet, is dirty. Not horrible, but that needs cleaning. So what am I gonna be doing while I'm down? I can do what I can down here, clean up this place, clean the bikes, get them ready. I might be selling the Capra guys, and I'm not done by no means. I'm definitely coming back. I'm gonna be riding downhill next year. My thought is I'm not gonna be riding until spring. So this bike is gonna be sitting for months, 4, 5, 6 months. So I figure maybe sell it, grab the cash. I'm gonna be out of work for a couple months, so it would be nice just to have a little extra cash hanging around in case I need it, pay bills. I'm gonna have some medical bills to pay. While I do have insurance, I am responsible for a percentage of my ER visit, my ambulance ride, and my upcoming surgery. So we have that to think about. If you guys missed the video, we did post it a couple days ago. Check that out. I'll leave a link somewhere below. But if you didn't see it, we're gonna go over what happened. We'll show you the crash again. And I kind of saw it coming. A lot of people that already saw the video were like, hey, you saw it coming, huh? And I did, because once I came off the lip of the jump, I could tell right away that I was going too slow. Normally, you just fly over and you see the landing immediately. Well, I saw the case pad and I kind of hit that in the center of the bike, in this area of the case pad. So my front tire was on the flat spot, and then where the landing kind of went down in like the real death zone where the giant gap is, that's kind of where this hit. So obviously, if you saw the video, once I hit the case pad, I just stopped and I got bounced off and I fell pretty far. I was going pretty fast, probably 20 plus miles an hour, and I hit the ground, arms wide out. That's kind of the natural thing you do. And I broke my wrist and I broke my collarbone. I'll show you guys my helmet. My helmet got pretty destroyed. We blew off the visor. You can see the visor blew off. We got some scrapes there. We got some scrapes there. And then I think there's some scrapes right there. There is a little crack somewhere. It's kind of like under that. Not a huge deal, but obviously this helmet will be going in the trash. I'm not going to probably throw it out, probably keep it as a keepsake, but I will have to get a new helmet for next season. So once you do have a serious head impact, they definitely recommend getting rid of them. And honestly, I've had maybe 2 or 3, this one being the worst. So it's time to say goodbye to that helmet and get a new helmet for 2024. But like I said, I think this will be a pretty cool video series for you guys. If you've been injured, or if you just recently got injured, or maybe just help to prevent injury. So we're gonna keep this going. Hopefully you guys enjoy it, but we're gonna go upstairs in the office. We're gonna review what happened, and we'll go over that. Fort Hill at Thunder Mountain in Charlemont, Mass. Everything's going good with the first few features, no big deals. Speed is fine. We're coming up to the dirt to dirt. We hit that, no problems at all. Get up and over the mani pad, which is probably the easiest feature on the trail, not a problem. And now here's where the trail starts to grow. We get over the keyhole drop, off the keyhole drop right there, off the cannon, coming onto Satan's sleigh. And then here's where you guys will notice I definitely did not land that far enough, and it translates to this one with the same thing. I cased the shark fin. I pedaled, but by that time it was too late. I should have pulled off. I should have known better, and I've done this in the past. If I'm not feeling it on the shark fin, I've pulled off and just gone up for another run, and that's what I should have done. But instead, I don't know what you call it. Maybe I was being a little cocky, or thinking I'm this big bad mountain bike rider, which I'm not. And I tried to pedal into it. I pedal into it either way. When I do come off the shark fin much faster, I still pedal in for it. So we tried pedaling, but it didn't work out. So you can see I hit the ground pretty hard.
Yeah.
And I knew immediately that my wrist was broken. I broke my other wrist years ago. My wrist had swollen up immediately. I was wearing a watch on my right hand, so that got really tight. I had to take it off, and you could just see my wrist was not in the right shape it should have been. It was kind of up, and I had pain in my shoulder, which wasn't horrible. Obviously the worst pain was in my wrist, but right now the adrenaline's pumping, but I knew I was hurt, so it's pretty much game over. Gotta thank my buddy Martin. He helped me get my bike down the mountain. We walked down the mountain, which took a little bit of time, and then I ended up driving home 2 hours. Came home, my wife helped me to change, get out of my race clothes and go to the ER. So I ended up going to the ER that's closest to me, one that I've gone to many times, Kent Hospital. I went there. Got right in because my shoulder was already bruised, which was pretty crazy. So they saw that. They're seeing the trauma. They brought me right into the trauma unit, which was kind of good. I didn't have to wait. They did CAT scans. They did x-rays. They set my bone as best they could, and they put a splint on it. And then they were concerned that I had internal bleeding because the trauma from my shoulder obviously went down my chest. So they noticed a hematoma behind my sternum. So as a precaution, they recommended that I go to Rhode Island Hospital. They actually didn't recommend it. They sent me to Rhode Island Hospital. So an ambulance came, transported me to Rhode Island Hospital, which was like 20 minutes down the road in Providence, north of us where I was in Warwick. So they basically did the whole procedure again, CAT scans, x-rays, all that stuff. They took the splint off that I had and reset the bone again to their liking. They said they got it a little better, which was fine. They numbed it up. I really didn't feel anything. So they did not want me to go home because they were still worried about the internal bleeding. There was no internal bleeding, luckily, but they wanted to keep me overnight for observation. They were hopeful that they could get me into surgery on Saturday. Saturday came. Surgery never happened. Obviously it was the weekend. Hospital was really busy with accidents, drug overdoses, all the craziness that you see on TV. Well, I saw it firsthand. So they let me eat finally on Saturday afternoon, and then they cut me off at midnight. They kept me Saturday night, hopeful they could get me into surgery on Sunday. Sunday came. Unfortunately, they could not get me into surgery. Everything looked good with my chest and all that. They confirmed there was no internal bleeding. It was just the trauma, like I said, the bruising that was coming down my chest. So they let me go home. I had to pass a couple tests. They walked me around, make sure I was stable, make sure I could go up and downstairs, which I was fine. I was definitely ready to get the hell out of there. I do not like hospitals, guys. So I got home and I just rested. So I ended up seeing the specialist on Tuesday. He did x-rays again on my shoulder and my wrist. He was pretty happy on how the wrist looked. The bones were in line. So he said he did not want to do surgery on the wrist, which I thought was pretty good news. But obviously we had to do surgery on the collarbone because my bone was separated kind of like that, where it should be like this, but it was like that. So tomorrow is Thanksgiving. My surgery is on Friday, 6 a.m. So I will give you guys an update after surgery, probably like in a week or so. You'll see the next video, episode 2. But once I get the surgery, obviously then recovery will begin on my shoulder. So the doctor told me that I'm looking at 3 weeks of basically doing nothing, just sitting down, resting. He said, I can use my hand to feed myself, things like that, but you can't lift anything, obviously heavy. After 3 weeks, if everything looks good, they'll start moving me around, light stuff. And they're telling me between 2 and 3 months, I'll be good as new. They're going to put my wrist in a half a cast on Friday, which will be nice because this thing is kind of like an L, which is super uncomfortable, guys. I've been having like crazy muscle spasms in my bicep and in my shoulder when I sit still for a while and then I go to move. So that is honestly more painful than any of the pain I have right now from the broken bones. So I can't wait to get this off because it hurts. It hurts a lot in this area from this cast being so tight. So hopefully everything goes well on Friday. Like I said, I'll keep you guys updated on the surgery. That'll be episode 2. You guys know the deal. Give me a thumbs up on this. Drop a comment. And if you're not yet, please subscribe. I know better now if I come off the shark fin to pull off. All right, don't be a hero, guys. You can take another run and try again. But that's it for this one, guys. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.